Hello, Miss Saul, Miss Manmore's class. If you watched the video, which you should have already done, you know that Mr. Hawbecker was talking about like layers of cake. We would call this top to bottom because your layers are stacked from the top to the bottom or bottom to top. So top to bottom, which we can just do T to B or B to T. And then this he called slices, like slices of a bread. But technically these slices are going from left to right or right to left. Most of the time we just call them slices. So we're going left to right or slices. And then there's a third way that you can count that he kind of got into in the video, but he didn't really get that into it when he talked about them. And that would be if your shape looks something like this and it was cut right here, like let's say it was cut 3 times or cut twice to make 3. So there would be a layer right here, and there'd be a second layer or wall behind it, and then there'd be a third layer or wall behind it. This is called front to back. I explained it to my class, like when you watch the American Revolution videos that you watched, you'll notice that the British line up in a big wall, and the first set of soldiers just sit there in a big wall, and then they kneel down and there's a wall of soldiers behind them and then another wall of soldiers behind them, all the same size. So sometimes we'll call this the front wall, the second wall, the third wall. All of these are layers. Peanut. Stop. Dogs are the joys of videotaping in your house while you're trying. Here's my little munchkin that's barking. All right, now that we've got her to stop barking, these are the walls. So when you look at your homework, he already did number 1. So he did top to bottom, left to right or slices, and then the walls, 8, 8, and 8. The second problem, part B, if you were to slice it, we're gonna go top to bottom again. And if we look right here, we notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 layers when I go from top to bottom or bottom to top. So I would be slicing it 4 times because 4 cuts makes 5 layers. And if I looked at this layer right here, if I looked at this top layer right here, I notice that there's 6 in that layer. So 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So I notice that there are 5 layers, number of layers, 5. I notice that there are 6 layers in each, or 6 cubes in each of these layers. So that would make a total of 30 cubes. So that would be 6, 6, 6, 6, and 6. So that would be top to bottom, or layers, bottom to top or top to bottom, or as Mr. Hawbecker said, layers of a cake. Kind of like how you notice that layers of the cake go. The second way we're going to do it is if we did slices. That would be looking across here. If this was a loaf of bread, you'd have 1 slice, 2 slices, 3 slices. So if I shaded that in, you notice the gray slice? That would be like a slice of bread. So to do that, I know that there are 3 slices, and then all I have to do is match the way this line is drawn, or this line. If I just draw my lines on the top that same way, then I can slice it that way. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes in a slice, right? But there's 5 in the front and there's 5 in the back. So it's 5, 10. So this slice would have 10, this slice would have 10, and this slice would have 10, because I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 3 slices, because this would be left to right or slices. This 3 slices, each slice has 10, so again, that's still 30 cubes because it's still the same shape and nothing has changed in that shape. Now I'm going to erase the gray so we can kind of see the walls, as we call them. The last one is you'll notice right here that it's only 2 cubes wide or 2 cubes deep. So that means I need to slice this side in half. Now again, if I just slice going the same direction as this line and I slice that in half, now you'll see there's a front half and a back half. In the front half, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's 15 in this front half. So usually we label it on the side like this. We'll label 15 and we'll label the 15 right here. But that's just saying that the whole front piece is just 15. So there's 2 layers times 15 cubes, which still equals 30 cubic centimeters, because there's still 30 cubes in this same shape. I gotta go let my dog out or she's gonna interrupt the whole next part of the video.